Hello everyone. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the newest modifier release for the CN server, Mourning Butterfly Hell. Now, you guys may have noticed I'm dropping a guide kinda early for a new release. I just wanted to try something different and see how you guys vibe with it. So if this does good, we'll do more of it in the future. And if it doesn't do good, we'll drop it. Also, we're using our real voice, saving myself some money on 11 Labs. And let's get into it. So Mourning Butterfly Hel is a water DPS unit. She belongs to the Sigils faction of characters, obviously, and uses Divine Grace as the resource to execute her skills. So the new Hel operates under two states, her base form and her Chrysalis Bloom state. Unfortunately for us, her Chrysalis Bloom state is locked behind her skill 3, which is locked behind Divine Grace. And this girl needs a lot of Divine Grace. Her basic attack is a good source of Divine Grace, but they are very slow and generate a very low amount. Her dodge skill is a simple 3-second time fracture with no additional effects. Her skill 2 is our second source of Divine Grace. It will generate 50 on cast, but it has an 8-second cooldown, meaning you need to basic attack in between while you wait. Once you have enough Divine Grace, about 120, you want to hold skill 1 to consume the Divine Grace and convert it into this blue resource here known as Cocoon Break. Now, pretty much all we need to do in her base form is build up Divine Grace and fill our Cocoon Break bar. So let's go ahead and fill the bar. And once we have enough Divine Grace, put skill 1 and fill the bar. Once the bar is full, we have access to her skill 3. Once we activate skill 3, we will enter Chrysalis Bloom state. In Chrysalis Bloom state, our basic attacks have changed. They're a lot faster now, but all they do is generate Divine Grace. They do have a higher damage multiplier, but it's nothing to write home about. Our next change here is our skill 1, which is now a turret. This turret will remain on the field for 8 seconds and deal damage to the enemy. More on that later. Our skill 2 will deal some damage and generate 5 marks. These 5 marks are referred to as Incarnation Cocoons, and what they do is, if you have the turret up when the marks are active, it will consume the marks and give you Divine Grace back for each mark consumed. Roughly 25 Divine Grace for each mark. So this is essentially kickstarting your next rotation. Now, while still in Chrysalis state, the next thing we have access to in Chrysalis state is a special dodge. Essentially, if you do a directional dodge like so, she will use a special attack and consume one of those blue marks, the Cocoon Breaks. And that's gonna essentially boost the amount of damage that special dodge does. And even if you do run out of the blue marks, you can still perform the special dodge, except the damage is a lot less than when you do have the marks. Now once you run out of marks, you want to use skill 3 again to exit the Chrysalis state and revert back to base form. And thanks to your turret consuming the butterfly marks, you have a full bar for Divine Grace, so you can immediately use skill 1 and just repeat the loop. And our ultimate is a nice little nuke with a beautiful animation. Boom.
While Heimdall is in the party, their ultimate skill chain Entropy Silence Collapse increases the team's attack by 10%, water damage by 15, applies the shield severed water to the entire team, and reduces their ultimate skill chain's cooldown by 4 seconds.
Now, let me go ahead and take you guys into a live game and show you guys how it plays there. Okay, so here we are at Pass Grudge 2, our favorite test dummy. And I'm sure you guys will notice the issue with this character right away. The initial startup is very slow, so we need to build Divine Grace to enter Chrysalis state, and it takes some time. So that's the first burst. We need about 80 Divine Grace now. We need about 80. Once we have 80, we can pop it again right away. And boom, that should be enough. We can enter Chrysalis state, admin skill, place down the turret, summon a butterfly. Now the turret is gonna remove the butterfly marks, and our special dodge is gonna remove the second bar. Okay, that one's dead already. But once the second bar is depleted. We use our nuke with skill 3. And you can just, or you could alt like at any point during that whole rotation. And you just repeat this. But the initial like build up is pretty slow, especially when you solo. But this is something we can fix with our team composition. Alright, so we added some Divine Grace warps to our build. So this should help us enter Crystallis state a lot faster. Go ahead and add main skill. So we're essentially just trying to enter Crystallis state. Just so this is build Divine Grace. And boom. That's enough. Perfect timing for that modifier mode. Crystallis state. Up skill 1 to summon the turret. Admin skill. Up skill 2 to summon the butterflies for the marks. Skill 1 removes the mark. Our special dodge. Remove the other marks. And he's dead. And use our big nuke once we run out of marks. And that's all she wrote. Go ahead and pop our automates for the sake of it. And that's pretty much her rotation. For our ether codes, we are using blue code. This will just increase the damage of our special dodge and allow you to deal more damage to enemies that have less HP than you. And since she pairs with Heimdall and we always have a shield, we should be at full health pretty much 100% of the time. And it will also allow you and your teammate to summon a gun to attack with you as you attack. Red code is mainly used against normal enemies and mobs, so it's not really good for bosses. So this is the specialty for red code. As you guys can see, we are getting our little meter back. So as long as you have mobs to kill, you can do a lot of damage with it. But against a boss, it's pretty much useless. Yellow code is like a sub DPS / support line, and it's pretty much going to allow you to armor break, which we don't really need, since pretty much the whole team can armor break. Especially by the time she comes out, we're gonna have access to the Hel module, so not really a lot of value there. It will also boost the team's water damage based on your Divine Grace cap, which is pretty good if you have her Functor, since the cap is 200 Divine Grace. And give a big crit damage boost or attack boost depending on the resource type of your teammates when you cast your ultimate or skill chain. So it's pretty decent, but I think blue code is the clear winner here. Definitely go with blue code if you just want raw DPS. For Functors, Gadriel is our only real option because of its high base stat. The effect don't really matter much, but if you do get some dodge skills off, you will get a 9% damage boost, so not bad. Of course, her signature Functor is just going to be the best in slot for her. It's just going to give her a big independent damage boost, boost the damage for skill 1, 2, and 3, increase the Divine Grace cap to 200, and allow you to restore Divine Grace when you enter the Crystallis Bloom state. And lastly, skill 1 will require 50 Divine Grace to cast and generate 10 Cocoon Break for each 10 Divine Grace it consumes. So essentially just making your skill 3 nuke when you come out of Crystallis state even stronger. Alright, so for our Sigils, the new Ferryman of the Dead is going to be best in slot for 1, 3, and 5. This will increase water damage by 10%, give her a stacking attack boost, and a 24% crit damage boost when she reaches max stacks. For 2, 4, and 6, we're going to be using the old Rulers of Heaven. For enchantments, we want the basic attack, crit rate, crit damage, skill damage, water damage, and damage to bosses. Things like loopbacks are also welcome, so just keep an eye out for them. As always, warps can be subjective, but these are the ones I'm using right now, especially since I really like using the Hel support module, so I can have a 100% uptime on armor break for all my teammates. So this is pretty much what I like to run on all my teammates. If you're not using the Hel module, then we can replace this with Current Decay, but I would only recommend running Current Decay if you're running someone like Scode, but otherwise I would run Armor Breaker. But it's gonna be up to you which one you value most. And the reason I choose Armor Breaker over Current Decay is because Current Decay have a cooldown, right? There's gonna be a period of time during the fight where the enemy does not have a control resist on them. And with Hel's support module, I can always have a 100% uptime on Armor Breaker. But this is what we're going to be using for pretty much general play. Alright, so team composition is going to be a big thing for Hel. Obviously, this team here is going to be her best in slot. We got Hel, Heimdall, and Skod. And the good thing about this team is all of them are Yggdrasil modifier, meaning they get the Yggdrasil Genzon bonus.
This will allow her to enter the battle with max Divine Grace and fully refill her Divine Grace meter each time she enters modifying mode, if you don't have access to Skuld. Gengchan and Jiming are solid options for the Thid slot. It's kinda sad to delegate poor Jiming to third wheel status, but it is what it is, fellas. Lingguang and Hira are a last resort option here, as they'll be much more useful elsewhere. If you somehow don't have any of the previously mentioned characters, congratulations on being poor. No worries though, because Light Heimdall has got you covered. She may be off element, but she's still a solid support. You can grab her Functor for free from the BP shop, and she still lets you complete the triple Yggdrasil setup. Now I know there's at least one of you screaming at the screen right now, but is she worth it? Let's just say Jiming was found dead in a ditch a couple days ago. Cause of death, power creep.